Hi everybody, it's Afro Monkey, and I'm playing some more Sky Factory. And preparing for this episode, I started working on some stuff and went a little bit overboard. Meant to do all this actually in the episode, but it's probably best that I didn't because it took me a lot longer than I thought to get everything sorted the way that I want. But I can show you everything I did and, show the improvements and the downfalls of this particular design. The first thing is I tore out all the sifting stuff and put it in a centralized location. This takes the cobblestone from my cobblestone generator, grinds it down in the gravel. That is piped into this block placer, which takes that gravel, makes it into sand, and so on and so forth, sand into dust. And then all three are piped into this autonomous activator, which is doing the sifting in a ratio of 4 dust, 3 gravel, and 2 sand. But unlike the previous system, which was basically a linear progression between each one, I have everything pumping into this wall of Java barrels. The first 4 being hammers, stone hammers, gravel, sand, and dust. The hammers come out and go to each of the autonomous activators that are grinding stuff, including 2 more over there. I'll explain that in a second. To keep them filled up, so instead of going to each autonomous activator, I just have to go here, put hammers here, and the system is supplied with hammers. And the same deal with the gravel. Gravel travels from here up and to that block placer, which places the gravel. But it also travels over here to the autonomous activator that's doing the sifting and pumps gravel into it to keep it full so we can sift without interruption. And the same deal goes on with the sand and the dust. The one downside that I found, well, one of the downsides that I found is that the generation of gravel is a lot slower than the generation of sand and dust. So I would often find myself with the Java barrel for gravel empty and these starting to get full. To combat this, I extended my transfer pipes over to here, put 2 more block placers and 2 more autonomous activators with another vacuum hopper, and basically these generate gravel independent of that, but the hammers feed in and all that, so it's still good stuff. And then the output of the vacuum hopper comes out here, goes over there into the back of the Java barrels, which extends all the way down and around the corner. So basically augmenting my gravel production. But since the item ducts extend all the way down, whenever the items that I'm sifting enter the system, they just find whichever barrel is for that particular item, whether it's dust or what is that? Crushed aluminum or the broken aluminum, it goes into the proper barrel. So it's basically a poor man's sorting device. And that goes for all the different items that are sifted, at least from those 3 item types: gravel, sand, and dust. Some other stuff is over here that I'm working on for sifting purposes. That doesn't need to be in there. Eventually I will expand this and then I will find a better solution and then tear it all down and put something else new in its place. But right now this is going to work. The other neat thing about the system is I'm adding the dirt production to it, and I've already started on that. Instead of going over there or to a barrel over here, it is going up into this pipe, which goes all the way down, over here, which I'll get to that in a second, but over here, and links up with the pipe that's coming out of the vacuum hopper here, and it just goes into the system to be sorted with the rest of the stuff. Now you might be wondering why I did it this way instead of just coming from here and going into the system over here, and that's because I want everything to enter the system from the right hand side. That way it has a chance to go through the entire system to sort stuff. And even though the dirt is like right next to it, I prefer just to stick to that, because if I start inserting stuff on this side, it's a possibility that it will just stay on this side and never actually get to where it needs to go over here. And the last little bit that I'll add is for anything that does not, if there are no empty Java barrels, which currently there are 3 that are empty, but anything that does not have a place in the wall of Java barrels will go into here, which actually has some other stuff from the chest that I put over here. That's a lot of running. Which basically empties into the system as well, and I'll show you why in just a second. But I'd like to finish setting up the dirt production. So basically all I need to do, these 2 barrels right here are both, even though you can't see on that one, are contain leaf blocks. That one from regular oak trees and that one from forest leaf trees or forest trees. So we're gonna put those there, switch those to red, and then we're gonna use the autonomous activators, change those to where they always output, and then all we do is connect. And now, in theory, if this works the way I think it should, which it seems to be, yeah. So basically it's pumping items out of these 2 chests, putting them into the oak barrels, which will be composted, turned into dirt, pumped out of the barrels, go through the system, and end up here. Actually, first they'll end up here, and then once that fills up, they'll end up here, in theory. I probably should put something in these 2 to prevent it from, or in that one, to prevent them from filling those up instead of going here. But for now, that will have to work. I also have this item duct, which is blocking what's in us seeing what's in these 2 Java barrels, and that's just because I had way more leaves than I knew what to do with. So basically I set up another Java barrel with the oak wood leaf blocks and put a jumper item duct, which basically will just transfer leaves from this Java barrel to this Java barrel, which will pump it into the composting system. These Java barrels can be upgraded for capacity, but I don't have the items I need yet to do that upgrade. Once I do, I'll start upgrading the size for the leaf barrels, but also for the barrels that contain the hammers, the gravel, sand, and dust, because as the system went, I noticed that these filled up very rapidly. That one not so much, but also it's a pain to have to come back. It's better than what it was, but just 64 hammers, I need more than that when the system is running at full capacity, which currently it's not. And to show an example, I have sand over here because it filled up over here and it had to go somewhere, so it came over there. The other nifty thing about this system, ominous sound, is now that I have this chest over here, I can take the leaves and whatnot from there, put it in there, it disappears, goes into the system, it automatically goes over to where the leaves are stored over there. Meaning I don't have to run back and forth. There is one downside, and that is if I put the saplings in there as well, because I have barrels to store the saplings as well, I'd have to run back over there to get saplings if I run out to replant. I'll figure something out. I'm more than likely gonna build a orchard of some sort that will be automated, and we'll take the saplings, plant them for me, harvest the trees, push them back into the system, and circle of life. But that's pretty much everything that I've done. I will mention that this thing I still need to work on, because when this is hooked up, first of all, I left it unattended and the autonomous activator just kept going. So I got 3 full stacks and most of a fourth of obsidian, which is, not bad, but it completely drained my lava drum. Even after I turned the autonomous activator off, and this already had obsidian in it, for some reason it kept drawing lava in that wasn't going anywhere, and it completely emptied this barrel. Now I've gotten it back to where it's completely full, but I don't know what's going on with that. I'm gonna have to do some actual research, which we all know how I hate research. So yeah, that's a look at what I've done so far. Possible solutions with the gravel and the dust building up so much, other than increasing the capacity of the Java barrel, is building another little branch of sifting, which has more autonomous activators with sieves, to basically increase the capacity of sifting stuff. That might mean that I need to make more gravel generators to keep up with that, to continue running at full capacity, but we'll explore that later. Right now I'm looking to, like I said, increase the capacity of these, which means I need to make because I can't remember what it's called. No, that's a sticker. To make storage upgrades. Oh, that's not that bad. Better barrel pistons. And what the hell is this? Oh, that's the sticker. Okay. Oh, since that's not that hard really, I'll probably end up making that later. But the other thing that I wanted to make was harvesters, if I could spell, which have some items that I know I can make, but also require plastic, which requires raw plastic, which requires rubber bar, which requires rubber essence. I know I have some rubber tree seeds, and I'm thinking that my next project, I'm going to extend out my tree farm orchard. That's what I was thinking of, tree farm. Extend out my tree farm, plant some rubber trees, but also make a proper farm so I can plant all those other seeds that I have, and also start working on getting some animals. But that is for our next episode. If you liked the video, click the like button and consider hitting that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time.